You ever notice how people in power love to put on a show? That morning at Riverside Air Base, you could just smell it in the air: arrogance, privilege, and that cold kind of cruelty that hides behind jokes. Captain Bradley Thompson, yeah, him, the golden boy, Harvard grad, son of a senator, strutted into the hangar like he owned every inch of it, calling out for everyone to pay attention. "Let's teach our beloved janitor a lesson in humility," he boomed, pointing straight at me, like I was nothing more than background noise in his world. That's how it starts, you know. The crowd, mostly officers, a few giggling, some looking away waiting for the next punchline. I stood there, clutching that broom, eyes fixed on the same concrete floor I'd scrubbed for 8 years. You get real good at being invisible when you're black, a woman, and a cleaner on a military base. Keep your head down, never challenge, blend in, survive. Thompson, though, he had no idea what 8 years of silence could do to a person. He strutted closer, voice getting louder, the crowd loving every second. "I'm talking to you," he snapped, the cleaning lady. "You know what your problem is? You people think you can do anything just because of this fake diversity push." I closed my eyes just for a second, letting my mind drift to another life, the roar of F-22 engines, the weight of $100 million machine under my hands, back when I was Captain Case of Phoenix Williams before it all fell apart. Before the betrayal, the cover-up, the forced erasure of who I was. I opened my eyes again, calm as still water, and said, "Sir, I need to finish cleaning the North Sector." The same line I'd repeated for years, every time they try to break me. But Thompson wasn't letting go. "The cleaning can wait," he sneered. "What can't wait is the lesson you're about to get." He snapped his fingers, and Lieutenant Jamie Foster, another officer's kid, always eager, came running with a flight suit and a scratched-up helmet. They'd cooked up this joke the night before, you could tell. Get the black cleaning lady in a fighter jet, film her humiliation, watch it go viral. Foster was already thinking of the view count. Thompson leaned in, voice dripping with contempt. "You're going to get in that cockpit and pretend you know what you're doing, and we're all going to have a good laugh." I took the suit without protest. My hands, though, moved on their own, fast, precise adjusting straps, checking the gear, all muscle memory. No one noticed. To them, I was just background. The crowd started to gather as Thompson played it up. "Ladies and gentlemen, witness our janitor learning her place." I walked to the F-16, steady and calm. That jet was prepped, fully fueled, ready for a routine flight. Climbing that ladder, my mind flashed to the last time I'd flown when I was still Phoenix. "Try not to puke in my plane," Thompson shouted. "This thing's worth more than your family'll make in 10 lifetimes." But when I slipped into that seat, something changed. The cockpit wrapped around me like it remembered me. My hands fell to the controls, my eyes scanned the dials, everything just clicked. My back straightened, my breath slowed, yeah. It was like the years melted away. Thompson sensed it, his bravado faltering. "Hey, what are you doing up there? Don't touch anything." But I just breathed, hands hovering over the controls, the old fire stirring in my gut. 8 years, I'd stayed silent, let them bury my real self. But right then, that man's arrogance woke up something I kept locked away. And here's the twist: some of the old mechanics, the ones who'd seen real pilots, started watching closer. They noticed how I adjusted the mirrors, how my feet settled on the pedals, how my hands moved. That's not something you fake. Thompson was getting nervous. He barked into the radio. "That's enough. Get out of there before you break something." I responded, voice crisp, "Tower, Griffin 07, requesting taxi clearance." Silence fell: protocol, code, confidence, all in a language they thought I'd forgotten. Truth is, 8 years ago, I was Phoenix Williams, first black woman to lead an Air Force squadron, called Phoenix because I always came out of impossible situations. But one mission in the Middle East found out General Morrison, Thompson's father-in-law, was selling arms to terrorists. I tried to do the right thing, and they turned on me. Documents forged, witnesses bought off, turned a hero into a traitor overnight. The thing I tried to expose? That was the charge they hung around my neck. Back in the present, the F-16's engines rumbled to life. Mechanics stopped, staring. I ran through the pre-flight with the kind of flow only experience brings. Wade out, she know how to do that. Thompson blurted, his certainty melting. Foster kept filming, his hands shaking. She's not hesitating. She's like she was born there. The mechanics exchanged looks. I know that style, one muttered, seen it before long ago. Colonel Mishi, base commander, took binoculars, watching me work through the protocols, jaw set. Rodriguez, you seeing what I'm seeing? Yes, sir. Perfect timing, perfect alignment. This is no amateur. Mishi's eyes narrowed. I've only seen one pilot work like that, Phoenix Williams. The radio hissed. Pilot, identify yourself. My voice cracked a little. Colonel, Phoenix is dead. Just Casa Davis, janitor now. Mishi closed his eyes, pain in his voice. Phoenix, I tried to help the cover-up, ran too deep. I know, sir. But I got the confession. Morrison spilled it on his deathbed. Priest recorded it. I've got all the evidence, names, dates, bank accounts. Thompson, realizing his nightmare was real, lost it on the radio, barking for security for military police. But it was too late. Foster's stream exploded. Who is this woman? She flies like a legend. The crowd on base grew. Mishi got on the secure channel. Phoenix, show them what you can do. You have full authorization. Thompson paled, finally seeing the storm he'd created. I lined up on the runway. Years of pain and silence turned to pure focus. The F-16 shot down the tarmac, and the sky just opened up. I climbed, twisted, spun the jet into maneuvers no one thought possible, vertical climbs, inverted loops, the Pugachev's Cobra. With every move, I spelled Phoenix across the clouds. Foster's live feed hit 100,000, then 200,000, people everywhere watching as the janitor became a legend again. Thompson dropped the radio, sweat pouring, phone lighting up with the Pentagon, reporters, angry superiors. I landed smooth, silent, dignity intact. Pulled off my helmet, stared him down. For 8 years I cleaned your mess, listened to your jokes about diversity, your cheap shots. Today I proved, real skill doesn't have a color or a gender, and it damn sure doesn't shrink from man's ego. Foster shoved the camera in Thompson's face. Any comment? He sputtered. If I'd known who she was, I cut in. But you didn't. That's the point. You treated me the way you did because you thought I was beneath you. That's your character, Captain. Colonel Mishi handed me a folder restoration of rank, promotion, command of any squadron. I handed it back. Sir, after all this, I've learned who I am doesn't depend on the uniform. I am Phoenix, with or without stripes. But I gave him the U.S. proof of everything. Within days, Thompson's world collapsed, arrested, fortune frozen, legacy shattered. Foster's video became the story that changed military justice. 3 months later, I opened Phoenix Aviation Academy own school, giving a chance to kids like me, the ones no one sees. The walls lined with photos not of medals, but of hope. My assistant, Amanda, asked me, what's the difference between privilege and competence? I smiled. Privilege fears competition, competence welcomes it. Thompson? He got 15 years, his name erased, his legacy gone. And me? I found something they can never take myself. The best revenge isn't payback, it's building something so strong they can't even dream of tearing it down. You ever been underestimated? Sometimes that's the best gift life gives you, lets you sharpen your edge, lets you fly higher than anyone could imagine. That's my story. Now, tell me, what would you do if the world told you to stay in your place? What does justice really mean? Leave your thoughts below, because when one voice rises from the ashes, it's powerful. But when 1,000 rise together, that's when things finally change.